Hey everyone! Ever since I was a kid, I loved scary stories and dark fairy tales. But back in Soviet times, the only horror we had on TV was Baba Yaga and Koshchei the Deathless. Then one day, I saw a film so terrifying that I couldn't sleep for several nights. That film was a horror movie that holds the honor of being the first ever Soviet horror film. It was released in 1967 and directed by Konstantin Yershov and Georgy Kropatchev, with a little help from dark forces perhaps. Over the years, the making of V has become surrounded by myths and rumors, though some of them are actually true. The film ranked 13th in the box office, a number often associated with bad luck. But strange things started happening long before that. During filming, actress Natalya Varley was thrown from a spinning coffin at a great height. She was caught at the last moment by actor Leonid Kuravlyev, who injured his arm so badly he had to stop working for a week. Later, the wooden church where Koma recites the funeral prayers burned to the ground. The film was shot in 3 different churches in Ukraine, but the most iconic scenes with the flying coffin and ghouls were filmed on a soundstage at Mosfilm. They built a replica of an old church inside the studio to accommodate the complex rigging that made Natalya Varley literally fly in a coffin. There were 3 coffins used. Coffin number 1 held the dead witch girl, the Panachka. Coffin number 2, with a closed lid, flew around the church but couldn't break through Koma's magic circle. Coffin number 3 was the one where the witch flew standing up suspended on 6 steel wires, with the actress strapped inside using a special harness hidden under her costume. Multiple studios at Mosfilm were turned into eerie sets. For 6 months, staff were creeped out by a giant fake church covered in cobwebs. In one scene, a horde of demons crashes into the temple, icons fall, windows shatter, doors are torn off. Even the chandelier crashes to the ground. To make it look more dramatic, prop makers filled it with bags of dust. When it hit the floor, the explosion of debris was so intense, the crew fell silent. And yes, they burned hundreds of pounds of candles for this movie. Wax was expensive at the time, so they had to order giant candles made of wax and stearin from special workshops in Zagorsk. The film even used live animals, crows and cats. The crows were caught right in the Mosfilm courtyard. The team left bait in an old shed and waited days to avoid scaring them off. During filming, the birds would be released from windows that slammed open with a bang. Sometimes the animal trainer would yell, "Luckich, we're out of crows," and the crew would pause filming, turn off the lights, and climb up 16-meter scaffolding to catch more birds. There was also a squad of black cats, 9 of them, inherited from a previous film called Black Little Devil. The cats wore tiny horned hats and were filmed jumping from platforms to cast spooky shadows on the church walls. They even had a dog named Mishka who could growl like a bear and howl like a wolf. In V, he can be seen mourning the dead witch in the courtyard. Werewolves in the film seem to crawl up vertical walls, a practical effect by master cinematographer Fyodor Provorov. They built a tilted set and filmed actors crawling down it from above, creating the illusion of monsters climbing straight up the walls. V himself was played by a weightlifter who had to wear a monstrous costume with huge, twisted arms. The effect was so terrifying, many adult viewers were left stunned. To make the witch appear enraged, they placed her on a vibrating platform, gave her pale green makeup, and lit up her eyes to make them glow with satanic fire. But here's a creepy twist. After filming, actress Natalya Varley went through a string of misfortunes, serious illness. Her marriage fell apart, and her career stalled. She had joined the film out of curiosity, even agreeing to have her measurements taken for the coffin scenes. During breaks, she would read college notes while lying inside the coffin. Later, she said she realized it was a sin to mock dark forces in a sacred place, though she never directly blamed the film for her bad luck. Kuravlyev, on the other hand, had the opposite experience. V became his big break, launching him into stardom. Maybe it's because his character, Koma, was on the side of light and fought against evil. Personally, V remains one of my favorite Soviet films of all time. There's something deeply mystical about all of Gogol's stories. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to click the bell so YouTube lets you know when a new video is out. That's all for now. See you soon.